Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Pits of Motor Chaos. This is your host, Dave. I got a special guest, Outlaw, Nostalgia Pro Stock driver of the Warhorse car, Ray Dunlap. How you doing, Ray?
I'm good, everybody. How are you?
Yeah, well, it's pretty humid out today. Other than that, I'm okay. How about you?
Well, let's just say I was glad I wasn't at the track today.
Yeah.
It was hot. 2 weeks ago when we were out at the Grove, man, it was hot.
Oh, yeah,
it was hot.
Yeah, that July 3rd, that was pretty hot.
Yes, it was. So
yeah, okay.
Now, hold on. Yeah. Hold on. Hold on a second, Dave.
All right.
I'm sorry. People are asking how to find your site, Dave. How do they find that?
www.spreaker.com.
She said she got it. She got it. Okay.
Okay.
Well, all these endearing fans, I got to get them hooked up,
Yeah. And you were thinking only one person's going to be listening. Yeah.
Well, it's Chicks and maybe Bob and a couple of the Wilhelm, maybe.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I told you I'm kind of a low-key guy.
Yeah, but that was a very hot day, July 3rd, though.
Yes, it was. It was, in fact, the staging lanes, and it was so hot that I asked my daughter for a water, and she gave me the water and just dumped it down my fire chute. Yeah. So that was well worth it.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But
it'll get, the winter will get better, the cars go faster. That's what I'm looking forward to. A little bit cooler weather. We've been working on the car a lot in the last 2 weeks, trying to get it to run where it should. We want the Circle R Pro Glass Warhorse Mustang to go as fast as we can get it, and get these people that come out there to watch it to really enjoy what they're watching.
Yeah, as hot as it was that day, Roland really had that coat rocking, though.
Well, Roland's either brave or nuts. I'm not sure, because that car is a small wheelbase. Years ago, I had a Pinto, and it didn't even run anywhere near that fast, and it was a handful. I couldn't imagine going down the track in that little Colt, but that little Colt just plain gets there. But, there's a lot of nice, fast cars in the Outlaw Nostalgia Pro Stock. We're trying to step up the program so we can get in maybe the top, shoot for the top 8, top 7. And then I got the Circle R horsepower in the car. We have a ton of that. We just can't get it to the ground for some reason. So we've been working on, just about everything in the last 2 weeks, trying to get it to really step up. So that's what we're planning on doing. We're going to try to be out tested tuning on the 15th. And then we have the big day, Labor Day, coming up. So that'll be fun, too.
Yep, Labor Day weekend, a 2-day event.
Yeah, we enjoyed that last year. That was a lot of fun. And like I said, the people, you can't expect a better track than Union Grove. They're just fantastic people to deal with. The fans are incredible. I get nothing but, I just love it. Coming down the return road and the fans are waving, the little kids are high-fiving you, and knuckles and, thumbs up and everything like that. It's so much fun that it really is a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, those little kids run up right to the fence there and wave at you.
Oh, yeah, they do. They really do. And, I wish my GoPro I have in the car, for some reason, I can't get it to focus past the windshield, so I gotta adjust that. But I'd love to get a video of all the little kids and the last event, there was a little blonde girl sitting in a pickup truck, and every time I came by, she would just go crazy. I don't know why, but maybe it's just she liked the name or the colors or whatever, but that was a lot of fun. And my brother Russ was saying, next time you should ride in a golf cart, and he'll drive the car back down the return road so you can see what's going on. So we might do that and see what's happening. But like I said, we'll get the Pro Glass Circle R Mustang down the track a little faster.
Yep. So let me rewind the clock with you, Ray, and ask, how did you get into drag racing?
Oh man, I've been racing 47 years. I started racing out at Oswego with a Mustang. I had a 69 Mustang Mach 1 that re-raced stock, and then it just started rolling from there. And then I ended up with I actually ran a small block Pinto with Larry Turner and those guys when we were in Midwest Super Street. And then I eventually evolved into this car, which is a legitimate pro stock car. Now, the reason I actually switched out the Pinto to this car is because I wanted to be safe, and I wanted to, when you're you don't trust. So I bought this car because it was safe, and we built this car. It's a beautiful chromoly chassis that I feel really safe in. So, and I've been racing just about everything since I'm 15 years old.
So this car is 15. This car is 15 years old.
No, since I was 15.
Oh, okay.
And my brother Russ and my brother Rick, and lately I have a lot of help from Rich Wilhelm from Circle R Racing and Bob Marley from Pro Glass. These guys are tremendous, and that's the best part about drag racing. All you got to do is ask, and they're going to help you. I mean, that's the best part.
Yeah, it's all just one big happy family.
I've only been with these guys for a little while, but and they're all great guys. I mean, they're all great guys. They're dedicated to what they do. They're all beautiful cars. I mean, there's not one car in our group that is a slouch. They're all going to be there. And, it's just, like I said, it's just a lot of fun. It keeps me busy, keeps my little brain occupied. But it's what it is. We just go out there to have some fun, and now we're kind of getting out there to really get the fans what they want to see.
So what year did the wars come about?
I bought this about 12 years ago, but I really didn't race it much because with my kids in travel sports, I really dedicated myself to my kids for years. And I'd say I've really been racing it over the last 5 years. We've been NMRA. I used to race it there with Open Comp, and then we did pretty well with it. Like I said, I had to take a little time off, health reasons, and then when I came back, I was smart enough to get Circle R to build me an engine, and now it's just, now we're going to do the Outlaw Nostalgia Pro Stock, which, Bob was pulling up to let me join, and we just, we just really enjoyed the people that we're with and the fans. And like I said, the kids that are waving to you and stuff, it's just so much fun.
Now, can you tell us a little bit about the car?
It's a 94 Mustang with a fireplace body in it. It's a Fondest chassis. Mark Williams suspension in it. Like I said, Circle R, 20 horsepower, big block in it.
You're kind of breaking up there, Ray. I'm losing a little bit.
I don't know why. Yeah, I hear a lot of noise at your end. It's just nothing. It's nothing fancy. It's a pretty car that we like, and we chose Warhorse for the name because of there was a funny car back in the day that had Warhorse on the side and had the silver, and it's kind of same painted like my car. So my brother Russ found that, and we put that name on it. But it's really a tribute to. I'd like the Warhorse name to be a tribute to all our military, our past and present military, because, for everything they do for us, they're the reason we get to go racing.
Right.
I mean, that's the truth. And that's why I wanted it to be kind of kind of a tribute card to the military. And that's why we picked Warhorse. So.
Yeah, if anybody's listening that has served in the military, thank you for serving.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. So, and that's why if anybody's at the track and they're in the military, they come up to me, then by all means, I'll have a cold one for them. Anything they want, I really appreciate it. I had my buddy Tom when we were in high school. He was dedicated military, and Rick and all my friends, and I have so many. I worked in the trades for 38 years, and all the military guys I came across, I'm not talking. I don't want to talk about it, but they got screwed. So I don't want to. I want them to know that this car's out there for them. That's kind of what we're doing for them.
Well, that's beautiful. So
yep, that's the way I feel about it.
So what?
But like I said, we have fun with it.
So what's the quickest pass you've made with the Warhorse?
The quickest we've gone is 8:58, and we're gonna try to get our hopes this year. If we can, we're gonna try to get in the 7s. But if we don't, then Circle R is gonna build me a much bigger motor, and we definitely will next year. So that's the plan there. Right now, we're just kind of working out chassis bugs and suspension bugs, and gear ratio bugs, and then by the time we get them all figured out, we'll be changing to a big motor anyway. So we're going to finish out this year hoping to run. Maybe we can run a 30, maybe a 20, but we're just trying to do the best we can with what we got.
Yep. Now
you know that.
Yeah. Now, who are all the crew members that keep this car running?
Well, I got my brother Russ, my brother Rick. One of the major inputs would be Rich Wilhelm from Circle R. I keep saying that, but that's the truth. He's helped me tremendously. He's usually there with me. I got my wife, and my daughter, and my son. It's a very big family-oriented thing. And then, I have like I said, I got my 2 brothers. They come out with me when they can, but racing is a full-time thing, and you got to work on the car a lot all week long. And I do all that myself, and then when the time comes, they help me out when they can. So that's the best part.
Yeah, it's always a beautiful thing when the family can get involved with it.
Oh yeah, they love it. Like I said, my daughter was there. My wife. We like our new nitro shirts that we have that people seem so we like that, and we'll go from there. But it really is a family thing. If you don't have the support of your family, you're not going to go very far. I'll tell you that right now.
Yep.
But they're all behind me, and I'm sure they get nervous every time the light comes down. Even I get nervous still after doing it for a million years. But not nervous, but I guess you never know what it's going to do. I don't care who you are, you just never know. That's why I say Roland's either crazy or brave. I'm not sure. They're all great people. That's the best part of it. I mean, you can tease anybody you want and have some fun, and it's just a lot of fun. Steve Flounders and Pryor and all the guys. They're really a great bunch of guys to go racing with. And you need your family there, but if anybody ever calls and say, hey, I don't have a crew, I need someone to help, I guarantee those people would step up and do it for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, especially in nostalgia, yeah, there's a lot of help I've noticed.
Oh yeah, and that's the best part about drag racing. I mean, I'll tell you a great story. Years ago, when I was 16 years old, my brother and I went out to Oswego, and we had no money. I mean, we didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. And my brother and I, we go out to Oswego racing, and actually the 3 of us, my other brother Rick too, and a guy needed a distributor rotor, and we happened to have it. Instead of trading us money, we traded for 2 sandwiches, and that's all the money we had.
Yeah.
It was just that was, that's just the cool part about drag racing.
Yep.
Yep. And it's and I always say it to this day that the drag racing people are some some of the finest people you'll ever meet. From rich to poor and anywhere in between. You're going to find the nicest people, and they will do... It's the only sport I know that I could go to my competitor and say, hey, man, I don't have any fuel. Will you give me some? And he will say, absolutely. They would never, you know, it's not a, I don't know what you call it, but it's just a big, giant family.
Yep.
And that's the way I look at it. And I've had so much fun at the racetrack, not necessarily racing the car, but the people you meet. They're the most fun.
Yeah, that's what I always say. The racing family just gets bigger and bigger because you just meet more and more people all the time.
Well, you know, that's what I'm getting at. I mean, any other sport, find another sport that your competitor is going to help you. You know, like me and Steve Flounders, we go head to head. I don't know, we went 4 times last week, you know, on the 3rd. We raced each other 4 times. And if I asked him for anything, he'd give it to me. And vice versa. You know, you just don't find that in any other sport.
Yeah,
and
like
the fans are great. I mean, the fans, you couldn't ask for better fans out at Union Grove. But I see that, you know, that's everywhere. I mean, that's Byron, and we've raced all over. And they're just super nice people. They're always willing to talk. They always ask questions. They're always polite. I mean, it really is a nice, you know, Baracco, 41, Xenia, Ohio. We've been all over, and I'm telling you, we've never had, you know, never had a bad time.
yeah, the people love to see the old school nostalgia pro stocks. You know, the long smoky burnout, the dry hopping, all that good stuff.
Oh yeah, that's the best part. You know, from the inside you don't see all that, but on the outside, when you when you see the video later, you see all the people waving, and you know that's really a lot of fun.
Yep.
And then the people you meet, you know, I mean, look at Bob Marley. You can't find a nicer guy and a wealth of knowledge. You know, if I told him my truck, he even when I didn't have my truck, he'd say, "Did you get your truck yet?" I said, "No." Well, then we'll get your car to the track somehow. It wasn't an issue of, you know, you can't go. It's we'll find a way to get you there.
Yeah.
It's just amazing to me. I just love it.
I love how he said that when he was doing his Wednesday night show a couple weeks ago, saying for the Labor Day weekend, all my Outlaw guys better be there.
Well, you know, you got to have a boss. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's got to be someone that's going to take charge, and if it's Bob, I'm all for it. So, you know, you have to have somebody that's directing the traffic. Otherwise, you just mayhem. But, you know, he's really a great guy, and like I said, Rich Wilhelm and Steve, all these guys we race with, you're just not going to find a better group of people.
Yep.
But I'm very fortunate. I got to be honest with you. I always, you know, thank your lucky stars. You can get, and let's go back to that again. I mean, the fact that we're even able to do this is, you know, that's what makes it great.
Yep.
You know, I was never really much of a golfer. I'm not a fisherman. I just love drag racing. I've been doing it my whole life, so I don't know what I like better, working on a car or driving it, but I sure do love driving it. It's a treat.
So when you started drag racing, Ray, did you have any drag racers that inspired you? You know, influential drivers out there.
You mean like anybody I would say would be?
Yeah, like other pro stock guys that you might have looked up to.
The only guy that I ever looked up to is Bob Glidden. He's the only guy that, I mean, the only guy that I would say I would be, you know, I would model myself after. That guy was a workaholic. That guy was a dedicated drag racer, and you know, that guy was. He's just look what he did. I mean, no matter what car he had, no matter what engine he had, no matter what make model, he got it down the track, and he was always, you know, I don't think he had number one off that car very often. So that's the only guy. And the funny thing is, I never got his autograph. I got his wife's instead. I met him at the Grove when I had my pinball, and he was sitting on the ground, just leaning like you and I, just leaning against his rear tire, and he had his EXP at the time, which is my favorite Pro Stock car. If I ever got rid of this one, I'd love to build one of those EXPs. But anyway, he was sitting there, and I had a Motorcraft hat, and I walked up to him, and I talked to him for a little while, and he pointed to my car, and okay, that's cool, all that stuff. And then his wife came over, and I said, can I get your autograph? And he goes, sure. He goes, no, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to your wife. So Etta actually signed my hat, and he thought that was the funniest thing you've ever seen. He was laughing. I mean, he was killing himself laughing when I did that. But he was a great guy, and he's, that's a true loss to the sport. But he was, they called him Mad Dog for a reason.
Yep.
He's out there to midnight, just like half the guys. I mean, a lot of guys today are working their buns off trying to get their car down the track. I can't tell you how many times I've been out in the garage till 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and you got to go to work the next day. And they all do it. That's what it takes. So, yeah, I love it.
Yeah, if you didn't love it, you wouldn't be doing it.
Well, that's true. That's very true. And if luckily they have a little bit of money, they can go race. And I don't have the big budgets like some of these guys, but we get them there, and we have a lot of fun. So that's the plan. Just keep going until they tell me I don't have to go anymore. I don't want to go anymore. But that'll never happen. I always want to go. I can't wait till the next race. We're going to do a little test and tuning on the 15th, and then we're going to. We have the Labor Day weekend coming up out at the Grove. Just to see what happens after that. I don't know if Bob had anything planned after that, but I'd left the race into October when the weather gets a little better. But we'll see what happens.
Well, there is one more niger Streetcar Brawl after the Labor Day weekend. It's September. I forgot what the date is, but there's one more after the Labor Day weekend.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll make that one too. So, I mean, I'm ready to. I don't want to. You hate to think it's already September come the Labor Day weekend, but you don't want to hang it up just yet. So,
yeah.
But there's always, hopefully, God willing, there's always next year.
Yeah, like Bob keeps saying, let's just get this 2020 over with.
I'm all for that too. This is such a weird year. It's just it's a weird year. Let's get it over with and move on to 21, and hopefully it'll be better. I've had worse years and I've had better years, so it's not, just keep focusing on what the good stuff is.
Yep.
That's what you got to do. But like I said, right now, I'm actually in the garage right now. I was working on my car before you called, trying to find more horsepower and trying to get it, get it worked on. But just keep working on it. It's what we do.
Gotta get it up there to compete with Roland.
I'll never compete with that car because if you think you will, he'll go faster, and I guarantee you he'll be the first in the sixes and the first over 200 miles an hour.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no doubt about it. That car is wicked fast. It's just a beautiful car. I mean, top to bottom, it's just a beautiful car and one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. I mean, that's there again. I talked about that before, but I mean, it's just so much. Go out there with these guys, and no matter who's in the other lane, you're going to have a good time. There's no games, no nothing. Just go out there and give the fans what they're looking for: the big burnouts, the dry hops, the competitive racing, and they pair us up pretty well. So we don't, I mean, my car will run 850, and Roland's running 712, I think, or 713. Fans don't want to see that. They want me racing another 850 guy. That's what you want to see. And then you let the top dogs like those guys race each other. And then hopefully next year I'll be somewhere near there, but I highly doubt I'll be running 750. I just, don't have the budget for that.
Now on July 3rd, you were going against some of Manus's guys, weren't you?
No. July 3rd, I raced the Midwest Missile, which is
Oh yeah, that's one of the Outlaws. Yeah.
Steve Flounders. And I've known Steve I've known Steve 40 years. And that's the first time we ever raced each other. Believe it or not. He's got a Duster that he bracket races, and I used to race my Mustangs and my Pinot, and we never raced each other. And then finally, recently, we've got a really cool picture of the two of us together at the top end with our parachutes out. That's a great picture by Mr. Fabulous. That was one of my favorite pictures. And then, but Steve and I have been friends for years. And he used to have an old station wagon that I actually borrowed to tow my car to the racetrack one time. So, like I said, any drag racer could ask another drag racer for something, and they won't hesitate to give it to you. So that's what I love about the sport.
Yeah, Kevin Pryor, he was running against some of those other guys from the other group.
Yeah, dance guys. Those guys have really got a nice setup too. Those guys have some nice cars. That little pink Pinto, that car.
Oh yeah, Kelly Dill. She can drive.
Yeah, Kelly, she sure can, man. I'll tell you, I had a Pinto for years, and those did not want to go straight. So she's got her hands full, and she does a tremendous job. And she's really good on the tree too.
Yeah,
you're gonna have a hard time beating her at the starting line, but those cars are nice. That Vega's nice, and then we got that new black Maverick that I hope you guys saw. That car, that car is beautiful.
Yep.
But like I said, our 8 cars we're going to have more next year, but for now, our 8 this year, or I think Bob called them
Magnificent 7.
Yeah, Magnificent 7. Those 7 cars, you line them up, they're just all beautiful cars. I mean, just top shelf cars. And that's what the fans want to see, though. I mean, I get such a kick out of the little kids walking around getting autographs and, would you sign my shirt? I'm like, you talking to me? You want my autograph? Okay. No problem. But that's what the fun is. And I hope they pack the place in Labor Day. I mean, they really do, and they're going to have a really good show. So,
yeah, if Kelly Dill can drive the A Fuel Dragster as good as she drives their Pro Stock, she'll be good.
Well, she's a natural. She's not afraid of anything. I mean, wasn't she riding around that tank last year?
Yeah.
So she's not afraid of anything. You're not going to slow that girl down. She's going to be ready to go. And I'm sure she's not dumb enough to jump in there and think she knows what she's doing. She's going to learn, and just like we all do, and she's going to get very good at it, and she'll be one of the best at it. I guarantee it.
Yep.
That's what they do. I don't think I'd like a top fuel car. I like doors. I like to have some doors around me.
So you think you'd ever drive a Pro Mod?
Pro Mod? I'd like to try a Pro Mod car or a really fast Top Sportsman car. I really love Top Sportsman. I was hoping my car would be a Top Sportsman one day, but I just don't have that kind of budget. Pro Mod, that's just crazy money. I really like Top Sportsman. To be honest with you, and I don't want to bring that up, but I would love to see a show with Pro Mod and Top Sportsman, and you can take your 16 Pro Stock Camaros and show those on WTTW for all I care. But the new Pro Stock cars just don't interest me. You can go to a Midwest nostalgia, or not nostalgia, but a Midwest Top Sportsman event, and you will see everything from a Henry J to a 57 Chevy and anything in between. It's just so much fun to watch. And that's what the fans want to see. They don't want to see the same Camaros over and over and over. At least I don't. I can't speak for all the fans, but I love the nostalgia Pro Stock guys. You see every different kind of car out there, from a Pinto to a Mustang to a Oldsmobile to you name it. So we got a Dodge Dart in the group now. We have a Maverick Mustang. things. Luckily, the Ford guys are taking over. I'm one of them. But I don't know. I think the only guy that's going to catch Roland maybe be Rich Wilhelm will step it up again in a little bit more, and they'll be side by side after a while. But Roland's in a class of his own right now. But
yep.
Hey, that's the way you got to do it. And they're never satisfied. They'll take it apart right after that race to find something else.
Oh yeah.
Which is that's drag racing, man. I can show you a picture of my car right now. It's in a million pieces. So that's what we do.
So what do you?
And,
So what do you love most about being a drag racer?
Boy, well, I sure like the first 60 feet. I'll tell you that. And when the wheels come down after 60 feet, that's the best part. But really, it's the people that you meet. The people that come up to you and talk to you when you're in your pits, and fans on the sides waving and giving you a thumbs up and stuff like that. I really love that. And then we touched on the fact that it's the only sport out there that you can, you could borrow anything from the guy next to you, and he wouldn't hesitate to lend it to you, no matter what it is. And that's what I really love about drag racing.
Now, what do you hate? What do you hate most about being a drag racer?
Hate.
Probably the money part.
Well, if everything is in modesty, that's not a problem. I mean, I'd hate it if I was thinking I'd have to go in the 7s or I'd have to go in the 6s. Then I would hate it. But since I got what I have, and I'm going to run it as fast as I can, and that's the best part about it. And if I don't hate that part of it. I mean, do I hate the fact that I don't have $1 million budget? Sure, I'd love to have $1 million budget. And I tell you what, I'd probably spend every $1 million of it. But that's the bad part about drag racing. It's just getting so expensive that I mean, years ago we'd show up in an enclosed trailer, and everybody else had a toter home and an enclosed trailer. You finally get your toter home and your enclosed trailer. Everybody's got a stacker and a semi,
right?
And that's kind of where it goes. But I was never one of the chasing the guy next to me. I just did what I could with what I had.
Now, do you have?
And I always put my kids first. Always, my family always came first. So if there was $1 to be spent on travel sports, that's where it went. It didn't go into my race car. It always went. We always budgeted ourselves so that we could go racing, but for the most part, we always did the family. My daughter was in travel sports, travel cheerleading, and I know you people out there listening and going, "Oh my God, that's expensive. That's crazy." And then my son was travel baseball player, and that's what we did. I mean, realistically, I could live in a much smaller house and spend a lot more money on a race car, but that wouldn't be the best thing for my family right now.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the way it always was.
Now, do you have any?
I'm not saying I would love winning the lottery. I'll tell you that.
Do you have any sponsorship at all?
Well, I get Circle R, which is Rich Wilhelm. He helps me out every chance he gets. Bob, but Pro Glass, he'd do anything for you. But for the most part, no, I don't. Those are the sponsors I have. Those are my go-to guys. I know if I ever need anything, I could really. And I'm telling you the truth is, if I called either one of those guys and said I can't go racing because I'm missing a widget, they'd get that widget to me any way they could. Because it's like you said, it's a family thing, and we all stick together, do the best we can to help each other. We'd love to see Art out here with his Butch Leo car, but he's stuck in Florida. We even we'd go down there and get it for him if he wanted to. But he's still suffering from a little bit of knee issues, so he'll be out here with us next year.
Now, what are some of your favorite tracks to race on?
My favorite track, well, obviously lately is Union Grove, but one of my favorite tracks to Xenia, Ohio. It's just a beautiful setting, and they run the track, I mean, really well. I don't really have any tracks that I don't like. And even back in the day of US 30 and Oswego, and that's long before you, but, it's, they were gravel, and they were still fun to be at. But some of the tracks are much better than others. I think, you can't say anything bad about 66, but I don't know why, but it just, it was just a hard track to try to get test and tune at. You couldn't get many runs in on a test and tune day. So, if I had my druthers, I like Byron. I think DJ does a great job out there. Like I said, you can't complain about Union Grove. My God, that track has gotten so much better. 41, they're really improving their track. I mean, look what they're doing over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Can't wait to give that a try. And then, where would I go if I had my choice? I don't know. That's a tough one. I would probably, I'd probably go to Union Grove. Because, I've been going there since, oh my God, years and years and years ago. So, I guess Grove would be my go-to track right now, and then, Byron. I like the way, BJ treats us over there. He's really a great guy to deal with. But, like I said, Ohio is probably one of my favorite tracks because it's such a picturesque kind of track. Very, it's wooded. When you come down a return road, it's kind of wooded, and it's really kind of nice.
So now, Ray, if you were to have the fans remember one thing about you, what would you want that one thing to be?
Well, I don't know. That's a tough one. If I had my fans to think one thing about me,
Yeah, one thing to remember about you that they could always remember about Ray Dunlap.
that I'd be more than willing to help anybody. I'll help anybody with anything, anytime. That's what they can remember.
All right, now when you're out on the starting line in the car, do you have any pre-race rituals or superstitions out there?
No, not really. I always do the same thing over and over. I always snug my belts up just before I, set the car, and I always forget to push the record button. I always forget that. Just little things that you do, and I have a small little cross that's hanging in my car that I look at every time, right before I let go of the trans brake button or before I stage the car. I actually found that in my mom's house when she passed away, so it's been hanging in my car ever since. And it's just a little bitty silver cross that I got. And right before I go and stage the car, I look at that and I get me through this. But my car's not going to rotate the earth. It's not one of the faster cars, but it's consistent, and that's what we're shooting for right now. And then next year we'll step it up, and I don't know, maybe I'll chase Roland for the first 60 feet or so, but then, we'll go the rest of the route. Hope for the best.
So what's been your most embarrassing moment on the track?
Oh, I've blown up quite a few motors. Those are kind of embarrassing. You go out there and you're not quite prepared, and then you do. What I hate is when the car does its burnout, and this has happened to me before, not this year or last year, but on my old engine builder. You go do your burnout, and you go to back out, and the car dies. I hate that with a passion. It's just the most embarrassing thing to me that you have to restart the car after doing the burnout, and you're going to back up, and smoke's everywhere, but the car dies. That's always an embarrassment to me. I did get yelled at one time because my window net wasn't up. I forgot to put that up, or my gloves weren't on. Sometimes it's almost automatic, but for some reason you forget it. You get comfortable and you get up to the starting line and the guy shuts you off, and it's like, "Where's your gloves?" They're sitting right next to me where they should be, I guess. So, that always. But when the car dies, that's probably my most embarrassing moment. Especially if it doesn't start again.
Yeah.
That's enough. That's the worst part of it. And then you got that ride of shame where the guy's towing. Well, last year, I don't even know if you remember, but a small rock got stuck in my throttle. Were you there for that?
No.
It was a test and tune out at, no, you know what? I think it was Labor Day last year. The guy in front of me did a burnout, kicked rocks all over. I go to do my burnout, and the throttle stuck. And nobody would believe it. My throttle stuck. I had to shut the car off during the burnout. I ended up at about the 8th mile mark after I come to a stop, and I couldn't move the throttle forward, backward, nothing. We towed it back to the pits and took everything apart, and there was a rock stuck in the right in the butterfly of the front carburetor. Even Bob came over. We turned that thing upside down, and this little rock comes shooting out. I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
But live and learn. Never take that scoop plug out until the guy in front of you is done with his burnout. That's our new rule. But Kevin Pryor has an even better routine. He lets his wife stand in front of the car in case there's any rocks coming. The poor girl's going to get hit. I don't know about that one, but he's a great guy too.
So, what would you consider to be the fondest memory of your drag racing career?
We qualified number 1 at an MRA race. That was kind of fun. That was really kind of cool. We qualified number 1 at the in Midwest Super Street organization race. Those are okay, but the ones that really stick out are when a little kid walks up to you and wants your autograph. That's my fondest moment. Whoever, these little guys, like, I had one.
I can't hear you, Ray. You're breaking up. I can't even hear you at all right now.
How about now?
There you are.
I don't know why, but for some reason in my garage it goes in and out. But like I said, the best things are when the little kids ask for an autograph.
Yep.
You there, Dave?
Yeah, I can hear you fine now. The little kids come up.
The little kids asked for the autograph, and I said, "Hey, man, why don't you just sit in my car?" And you thought you gave the kid $1 million.
Yeah.
That's the coolest part of the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You made that
kids and the parents, and a lot of parents come out there with their kids, and some of them don't even know what to expect. And we're not. The best part about drag races, they're all approachable. They're all approachable. You can walk up to them and talk to them just like you and me.
Yeah,
that's what I love about it.
You make a memory of a lifetime for these little kids.
That's what you do. And someday he might be doing the same thing for somebody else.
Because that's how I got into drag race. My dad would drag me to drag races when I was 4 or 5 years old, going to Union Grove and US 30 in Indiana. So.
Oh yeah, Maribel. We raced there lots of times. I used to love watching Shake, Rattle, and Run take on Uncle Louie.
Oh yeah, Shake, Rattle.
Like it was yesterday.
The Shake, they were at the Grove today. They took on the Kilpatrick's car today, because the Kilpatrick blown knockout car. They were looking for a match, and Dick Messino took on the match. So I don't know what happened. I didn't go. So.
But Kevin Lawrence driving?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great guy too. I mean, that's what I'm getting at, though. I mean, you can name any one of these guys, and none of them are. They're all great guys. They're all a lot of fun.
Yep.
Yes, sir. But like I said, the fondest moments are when these little kids come up to you